Hello and greetings to everyone. We are going to move to the next thing on the arithmetic processes, which is skills. Skills. This is 2i. Skills. Most often, when drawing maps or certain diagrams, we make good use of scales. We draw them to scales so that it can easily fit on a sheet of paper. And this is very easy for us to get the size of the real object. We take this down. Scales are very useful when we draw diagrams and maps. For example, on a map, when a map is drawn to scale, it is very easy for us to calculate the length of a road on that map on the Earth's surface. Continuation, we reduce the size of the real life object by a given ratio so that it can easily fit into a sheet of paper. We make use of scales so that a real life object can easily fit on a sheet of paper, and in reality we can easily visualize the size of that object or calculate the size of that object. Also, scales are very important in the drawing of plans, for example building plans. Yes, we make good use of scales in that field. Next, every object on the diagram or map are reduced by same ratio so that their sizes on the diagram or map remain in the same proportion to each other as their real life sizes. So this proportion This proportion is called the scale. The scale of the diagram or map. So when we talk of the scale of a diagram or a map, it is simply the proportion to which the objects in the diagram or map are reduced such that they have the same ratio as their real life sizes. Then we take this down, we note this. The unit of learn on the scale must be clearly stated. So that we know that 1 centimeter on the paper, the sheet of paper, is equivalent to whether it is 1000 centimeters on Earth, or 1 kilometers on Earth, or 100 meters on Earth. So this unit of length on the scale must be given. We take example. A map is drawn to a scale of 1 to 10,000 centimeters. Calculate question E. The length of a road which appears to be 3 centimeters long on the map. Question B. The length on the map of a lake that is 10 kilometers long. Okay, to answer this example, we take solution. A map is drawn to a scale of 1 to 10,000 centimeters. Calculate. First, we need to start by writing down the scale. The scale is 1 to 10,000 centimeters. It therefore means that 1 centimeter on the map is equivalent to 10,000 centimeters on Earth. Write this down. 1 centimeters on the map is equivalent to 10,000 centimeters on Earth. That means on the ground. Question A is asking us to calculate the length of a road which appears to be 3 centimeters on the map. Okay, we know 1 centimeters on map is equivalent to 10,000 centimeters on earth. 1 centimeters on map is equivalent to 10,000 centimeters on earth. Therefore, if we take 3 centimeters on the map, it will be equivalent to 3 times 10,000 centimeters on earth, which is simply equal to 30,000 centimeters. So that will be the length of the road on the earth surface. We are done with question A. You underline the answer. In other cases, you can still be asked to calculate the length, then the precise unit. They can still ask you to calculate the length of that road, then they say give your answer in meters or give your answer in kilometers. But in this case, we are leaving our answer in centimeters because no unit has been precise. We go now to question B. Question B is asking us the length on the map of a lake that is 10 kilometers long. The lake is 10 kilometers, so we need the length of that lake on the map. First thing, what we are going to do is we are going to start by converting 10 kilometers to centimeters. Length of lake is equal to 10 kilometers. Next thing, we need to change 10 kilometers to centimeters. First, we are going to start by writing this down. Know that 100 centimeters is equal to 1 meter. This is what we know. The next, we know 1,000 meters is equal to 1 kilometer. Therefore, for us to change from kilometers to centimeters, 1 kilometer will simply be equal to, we are going to take 1,000 times 100, and the new unit will be centimeters. That's how we are going to do the convention. This will give us 1,000 times 100 centimeters, which is simply equal to 100,000 centimeters. So that's 1 kilometer in centimeters. It therefore means if we take 10,000 kilometers, it will simply be equal to, it therefore means if we take 10 kilometers, it will be equal to, we are going to multiply 100,000 by 10. 10 times 100,000 centimeters, which is equal to 1 million centimeters. So this is the length of the lake in centimeters. Now we need to find the length of that lake on the map. From the scale, we know that 1 centimeter on map is equivalent to 10,000 centimeters on earth. For us to get the length of any object on the map, we are simply going to divide the length on earth by 10,000. If we take 1 million centimeters on Earth, it will simply be equivalent to, we're going to divide 1 million by 10,000 on, to be precise unit, centimeters on map. And this will simply be equal to, simplifying, 4 zeros, strike off 4 zeros. We will simply be left with 100 centimeters on map. Then we conclude, therefore, 10 kilometers on Earth, which is the length of the leg, is equivalent to 100 centimeters on the map. We take note of this. Changing the length of an object on Earth to the length of an object on the map, we are going to divide by the scale value, which is 10,000 in this case. Then remember, you must change the units to be the same. You cannot just divide 10 kilometers by 10,000. It will be wrong. So you must make the units to be the same, that is centimeters. Getting the length of an object on Earth, knowing the length of the object on map, we are simply going to multiply by the scale value, which is 10,000. That's how we get it. We are done with the example. We are going to take down the following exercises for application. Exercises for application. Question 1 says the skill of a skill drawing is drawn to scale is 1 centimeters to 500 meters. That means 1 centimeter on the map is equivalent to 500 meters on Earth. Find the actual length represented by, question A, we have 24 centimeters. Question B, 10.5 centimeters. Question C, 32.8 centimeters. We go to question 2. It says the scale of a skill drawing is 1 centimeters to 100 meters. Find the length on the drawing that represents question E. We have 500 meters. Question B, 65 meters. Question C, 7.6 meters. Go to question 3. The scale of a map is 1:100,000 centimeters. What will the length of 450 centimeters on the map represent in question A, centimeters, question B, meters, question C, kilometers. We go to question 4. Question 4, the scale of a map is 1:20,000 centimeters. What does 16 centimeters squared represent on Earth? Question 5 says on a map of scale 1 centimeters to 2 kilometers, the area of a plot of land is 9 centimeters squared. What is the area of the plot in hectares? On a map of scale 1 centimeters to 2 kilometers, the area of a plot of land is 9 centimeters squared. What is the area of the plot in hectares? We go to question 6. The scale of a map is 1:10,000. When you see 1:10,000 as such, that means is 1 centimeters on the map is equivalent to 10,000 centimeters on Earth. So it is not in all cases that they will write 1:10,000 then the precise centimeters. So you take note of that. 1:10,000. What does question A 1 centimeter squared represent? Question B 6 centimeters squared represent? we are going to end here. In our next video, we are going to correct the exercises for application. If in case you have any worries on this, leave your questions at the comment section. Please, you like the video, share and subscribe to this channel. Thank you very much for watching.